Hi, welcome back to our HTML crash course. So this episode we are going to talk about colors. We're going to talk about lists. We're going to add more CSS styling properties and also background image as well as a footer and many more. We are going to look at the hex code color mode, and let's take a look at this panel here. You can choose any color by sliding arrow. You can also use this bar to select your colors, and this bar also for transparency mode. And one thing about this hex values is triple F means white, alright, and triple zero means black. So at this point, let's clear all the CSS values. We are going to learn how to write a standard best practice CSS for your HTML documents. So what we use already is the inline CSS. It's an inline CSS. And we have external CSS. So the external CSS is declared using a link, alright, in the head section of your HTML page. This head section of your HTML page. And we have internal CSS. It's also in the head section, but it uses the style attributes or style element directly here, and you set your CSS here. Alright. So we are going to dive more into CSS going forward, but this is just brushing the surface for you to know how CSS is. Alright, so this is internal CSS. Alright, this is internal CSS, and this is inline CSS. So at this point I'm going to write an external CSS. Alright, before you write an external CSS, you have to link it. So link, and this is the link element, which is called the rel. So it allows you to link your CSS file that we are going to create after this exercise. And this is the linking as in the href. Alright, and you have to specify a style sheet here too. Right, so let's go ahead and create our file, which we are going to name it style.css. Alright, so all your CSS files should be named style.css. So let's test our CSS if it's working alright. Let's create an h4 so I'm going to name it my first external CSS, and let's call it here h4 and your curly bracket, and you close your curly bracket, and we specify the color to be green. The lighter shade of green. It doesn't work. Alright, so if it doesn't work, that means it wasn't linked well. Alright, so I'm gonna link it now. So we go to our root folder and we fetch star.css. Alright, this is what it means. Alright, so this means going to our root folder, this / before we find star.css, which is the name of our file, our CSS file here. Alright, so after you have done that correctly, then the external CSS is going to be responsive and work as you want it. Right, so this is how we create external CSS. So let me add another property. Right, this is how we add CSS properties. So we have text align, we have font size, font family, we have font weight, font weight 900, 700, 800, and so on and so on. Alright, so the large and the weight, it's visually similar until you specify it yourself. So when I go with 100 pixels, you can see it's really big here now. Alright, so let me just reduce it. So let's go with 50 pixels. This is CSS, external CSS. There are a lot of CSS elements that we are going to cover later, but this is what we use, and this is the best practice as well in writing CSS, so that you can keep a clean code. You can keep a clean code without messing things up. So let's add more CSS properties. Let's target the h3 again, your opening curly braces and your closing curly braces and curly brackets, and let's set a border. A border of 2 pixels, solid and black. So we have dotted, so we are going to stick with solid. So you can set padding also. So padding 30px. So as you can see, padding is the spacing around your elements and the border, and you can set margin as well. So let's set margin to 20 pixels, and as you can see, let me make it bigger so that you can see the difference. So okay, so now you can see everything clear. Alright, so padding is inside this area and margin is outside this area. So anytime you want to start your page, take notes. It's very confusing if you don't take notes very well. So you can set to specific angles, maybe left or right. So let's set margin left, right, 100 pixels, 100 px. So you can see margin left has been given 200 pixels. Alright, same way you can set for left, top, down, right. So with the CSS border property, you can set your border width, right, The border thickness, you can set them as how you want it, right? As well as border radius if you want to round the edges. Alright, so this is how you round edges of any border, right? And you can also set a background color. Alright, you can set a background color so much that you can do with CSS to style your web page. Before we exit the CSS styles, let's set an overall styling for the body. Alright, so this is any styling that you put here automatically affects all your content. Alright, so you can set font family for every content here, and as you can see, everything changed automatically, unless you target individual elements and use CSS classes and IDs that we are going to also talk about later to style them individually. But if not, anything you specify in this body element is going to apply to every other content on your HTML page. Alright, so we are going to work on list now. So don't forget, what we are learning is what you absolutely need to build your web pages. 100% or 99% of the time, what you're going to need. Alright, so we have two types of lists in the main HTML element that you may need. Alright, we have ordered lists and an added list. So ordered lists, basically, let me give you an example. Ordered list. Okay. So we specify it OL. You open and close it, and you write the list elements inside. You nest the list elements inside with LI. Alright. And so on and so on and so on. So this is a list. As you can see, it's an ordered list, so it follows the numerical order of 1, 2, 3. Alright, so if you want ABC2, you can just change the list type and you get ABC. Alright, it's as simple as ABC. So this is ordered list, and let's go to UL, which is an ordered list, and let's see how that one also is. So LI and LI JavaScript. Alright, you see how this works. It works in bulletin, so it doesn't follow any numbering. Alright, so we can change the type as well. It's already bulletin, so this gives us squares. You can change the type. This is a circles actually. So let's go and see if you can get squares. Alright, so we can get squares as a bullet as well. So this is how to list in HTML. So when we talk about listing, then we definitely have to talk about navigation. Alright, so let's create a nav bar. The nav bar is the primary link to any HTML or websites. Right. So let's create a nav bar. We specify the nav elements. So in your body section, so let's put a comment here. Nav bar. And we're going to use an ordered list. We are going to use an ordered list to create our number. A elements, which is the anchor element used for listing, and the href, and this attribute means the link doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't lead to any place. So this is what we did, and this is the results we are getting. Alright, let's add a few more services contacts. Alright, this is good. So this is how we specify a nav bar, and you can use CSS to style it. So let's start our nav bar. So we are going to take a background color. A padding of 10 pixel, 10 px. So with this, if you choose two attributes, it's going to give it to up and down, and left and right is going to be 0. Alright, and you can specify for all the 4 sides as well. You can specify for each of the 4 angles. Alright, if you give it 1, it's going to divide it throughout. Alright, so I want the left and right to be 0. Okay, so you can see it shifted to the left, right, because it's 0. We don't have to go deep into CSS. Now this is basically for HTML beginners to advanced. Okay, so just keep in touch. We are going to touch the sky with this crash course, and we are going to drill everything one after the other so that you can understand the code very well. Please don't forget to practice along with me. Right, and I'm going to link every file in the Telegram channel that I'm going to be dropping in the description. Alright, so you can check the Telegram channel in the description, and you get this HTML files and CSS there so that I can always refer. Alright, so let's create a button. Click me. Alright, and we are going to style it a little with CSS. So let's specify button, and let's choose the styling for it. Alright, so we can set over for our button. So as you can see, when we hover, it turns to green, dark green, and the mouse gets turned to a pointer. So you can literally, play with the colors straight. Alright, as you can see. So this is how we create buttons in HTML and style with CSS. Okay, so since we are on this now menu, alright, let's try and link them. So in order to link your home pages, about pages, and so on, you have to create their files. Alright, so as I said in the beginning of this course, all your HTML documents have to be saved as .html. So with the home, you can guess it's home.html. Alright, and the same applies to the about.html. Alright, so what you do is you go back to your folder, your documents, and you link it to root folder and home.html. Alright, the same way we are going to link this about page to your root folder, which is / then about.html. Alright, so as you can see, when you click on the link, it takes you to about.html, which is currently empty because we have nothing here. Okay, so let's write something here. It works out. So first of all, we have to declare our document type, and let's put an h1 element. Alright, so you can specify whatever you want, and you refresh, and this is what we have. Alright, so we can go back and we can see when you click on it, when you click on the about page, it moves to what? Hello, I am Nano document. Right, so as we said earlier, with the link you can give it a target of blank. If you don't want it to open in the same tab that you are using you are visiting the home page at. Okay, so let's give it a target blank. Same here too. So as you can see, when you click, it now opens on a different tab. So it's HTML. All the link colors also have their meaning. The link is usually blue, and a visited link is underlined in purple. So as you can see, we visited the about page, so it turns purple. If you are visiting the home page and we get back, it also turns purple. And the moment we click on it, you can see it was red. You see red, you see, which means it's active. Like that is what we are interacting with. Alright, so this is HTML link colors. So the next, what we are going to do is learn how to create an HTML bookmark. So let's say you want to come to this coffee side and we don't want to scroll all the way from the top. Bookmark will aid you to just jump to that place. That is what it means. So let's create an HTML bookmark. So I'm going to create a page tag and I'll create the link here. And the the link I'm going to connect it to this list here with an ID. Alright, with the help of an ID. Okay, so with the help of an ID. So ID is equal to bookmark. Alright, so after that I'm going to link this paragraph to the bookmark. I hope you are getting me. So we are going to link it to the bookmark ID that we just created below. And we are going to give this link a name. Alright, so we have to specify it within the link. Alright, so that we can get the link. Let's go ahead and test the link. Right, so with the ID, you can see when I click the link, it doesn't work because I have misspelled the names here. So best practice is good that you copy. Right, you copy and paste it to avoid any bad tactics. So as you can see, the bookmark is working perfectly. Alright, so this is how we navigate from one page or one side to the other of the same web page. And as I said earlier on, you can comment here, creating bookmark, so that anytime you take your VS Code document, you can remember to press on Shift Alt F to arrange your code for you. At this point, I want us to learn how to specify or define a background image. Alright, so you can see some websites, their landing page is a background image. So let's see how that is done. So we need a block element which is called a div. So div allows you to style a section of web page content. Alright, so I put everything from the image to the h1 into a div, and in order to target the div, we can use a class selection. Alright, so let's give it a class of bg. Alright, so this class alongside with the id is what is used for selection in css, so that I can style elements. Alright, so this is how to specify a class, and let's define the bg here. Open curly brace, close it, and background image. So with the background image, you have to specify a URL. That is what is used for background images. Before you open your quotes and you go to your root folder with the / and you pick your image. Mind you, the image has already been saved. Alright, so I got this image online and I downloaded it and saved it in my background roots folder, in the images folder. Alright, so if you remember how we insert images into a web page, there are other ways, but this is the most trusted way because all your images are in your root files. Alright, we have other ways of using URL and taking from external links, but in case their site goes down, that means your image will also go down. So this is a best practice, and for this side we are able to insert a background image. So let's give it some styling. Alright, good. So these are some default stylings we can give to our background image. Alright, so this could easily be used for a landing page. I'm going to style this image a little. So I'm going to give it float. Right, so as you can see, float right makes it move to the right side of the text. This is just a few of what we will wrap when we begin our CSS crash course, because this is just for HTML, and see how we are having fun with CSS right now. At this point, we are going to continue our course by inserting a favicon. Alright, we are going to insert a favicon into our HTML page. So a favicon is basically a small image that will replace this one. Let's say you have a logo, and you have a logo like that can be very, very visible, even if compressed to the favicon size. You put it here, link elements. Right, instead of style sheet, we are going to choose icon, and the href, we are going to fetch it from, let's say, Google. Alright, so we are going to use a Google favicon for example. Alright, so Google favicon, and the type, you can see it as image icon. So let's see what we have. You see, we have the Google logo here. Alright, so with this kind of image linking, anytime this site Google breaks down, this will not be available. That is why it's always safe practice to save all your images here, so that you fetch them directly from your file, your root files. Alright, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the footer. Alright, the footer, the last section of your web page, because we've talked about the main sections from the title, from the title to linking CSS to body elements and a navigation, buttons, div, paragraphs, and so on. We talk about listing as well. So let's talk about footer, and it's also very interesting, and VS Code is already suggesting a footer for us. So let's see what we get. Alright, so this is it. Remember, you can always style it in the CSS. So let me give you explanation of what these are. So this is a paragraph And this is how we write footer with the copyright and copy sign. Alright, this and copy sign is what gives the the C with the circle. So when you take it out, you don't get it. Alright, so this is what it means. And the next is what 2024 websites. My websites, yeah. But definitely 2025. So this is the footer. You can as well bring some links here. Alright, you can bring some links here. You can put it in a div. Yeah. Alright.